All right, let's keep going with the next set of information related to inventory. First question is a multiple choice question. It says FIFO reports higher gross profit and net income than the LIFO method when what happens? Okay. FIFO reports higher gross profit and net income than LIFO when prices are increasing, prices are decreasing, prices remain stable, and prices are reduced by 50%. Okay, well, let's think about this now. If prices remain stable, it won't matter whether we use FIFO, LIFO, weighted average, it just simply won't matter. So we know that choice C is going to be wrong. And by the way, when we talk about prices here, we're talking about the price of the inventory. That's the chapter that we're discussing. We're not talking about sales prices. All right, and then I want you to look at choice B and D. It says prices are decreasing, prices are reduced. Don't these words mean the exact same thing? Okay, so right here, prices might be decreasing by 50%. So these two are the same answers. And they have something else in common, and that is that they're both wrong. So that leaves choice A, and then we need to discuss why a little bit, because again, just as I've said to you before, knowing what the answer is going to do you absolutely no good. Understanding why the answer is what it is will help. So if prices are increasing, what that means, if we're using FIFO, we're going to expense to cost of goods sold that older inventory at the lower price, right? So let's say that we're selling an item for $10, and we were paying $4 per unit for it. Now we're paying $5. Well, we sell an item today for $10. We have inventory that we purchased for $4. Under FIFO, we're going to have a $6 gross profit. It's actually called unit contribution margin, but we'll call it gross profit for our purposes. So our gross profit on that item is $6 versus with LIFO, it would only be $5, okay? Because LIFO uses the most recent. Looks like we have a little workout question here. It says the Boxwood Company sells blankets for $60 each. And we've got some information here. What do they want us to do? It says, assuming that the company uses the Perpetual inventory system, determine the gross profit for the month of May using the LIFO cost method. Okay. So all they're asking us for here is gross profit. Now the interesting thing about that is we are going to actually be concerned with the sale price of these blankets because we have to know gross profit. All right, so since that's all they're asking us for, we merely have to say, okay, what did we sell and what was our cost in it? And the difference is gross profit, and we're going to add up gross profit 1, 2, looks like 3 times. Okay. So on May the 10th, we have a sale of 3 units. Okay. So May the 10th, we're going to sell 3 units times, what did we sell them for? $60. And the only evidence of inventory that were the most recent inventory that we have took place a week before. So this would definitely be the last merchandise in the system. So what we're going to do is we sold 3 of those. So even though this is LIFO, I'm going to do this. We sold those at $20 a piece. Now 60 minus 20 is 40, so 3 times 40 equals $120 profit on that sale. Then we're going to go to May the 20th when we have another sale. And we sold 6 items. So let's do this. Let's say May the 20th. We sold 6 items times 60. Okay? But because we're using LIFO, again, last in or the first out. So we're going to ignore these up here and we're going to go to this purchase here. Now we sold 6 of them. So what we need to do, I'm sorry, made a mistake, as I often do. Well, I've made 2 mistakes now. This goes to show none of us are perfect. Okay, so we sold 6 of these 10. That leaves us with 4. All right. So these 6 units have a cost under LIFO of $24. So let's go ahead and put that here. And if we subtract 24 from 60, we come up with $36. All right. Let's bring our calculator in so we don't have any unnecessary mistakes. And 6 times $36 is $216. And that's how much we made on that May 20th transaction. And then we have another sale on May the 23rd. May 23rd. And we sold 3 items. And this is our most recent purchase. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, I can take those. I'm going to knock that down. This is a good habit to get into, keeping track of how many units are, because when you get on a test, you never know what the situation is going to be. If this had been a sale of, say, 5 units, for example, you would have needed to take all 4 of these and then go back up here and grab 1. They made it easy for you because it's only 3. So 3 times 60 minus 24 again. And we know this is 36, or we should know it. So let's see here. 3 times 36. Let's start over. 3 times 36 equals 108. So these 3 units, we made $36 a piece, and 3 times 36 is 108. So now all we have to do is just take our 120 plus our 216 plus our 108. So I've already got 108 on my calculator, so I'm going to kind of go backwards. So the 108 plus 216 plus the 120 equals $444. And this is our gross profit. That's what they asked us for. Okay? That's all there is to it. Looks like we have one more question. It says, during a period of falling prices, again, I will reiterate that this is not what you normally see, but it does happen. Which of the following inventory methods generally results in the lowest balance sheet amount for inventory? Okay. So what that means is, let's think about this. We should know that average cost is always going to be somewhere in the middle. I will tell you that we absolutely have enough information to get the answer. So A and D are definitely wrong. So let's think about this. Under the LIFO method, the last items in are the first out. Well, if we're using LIFO, we're going to be expensing these falling prices on the inventory, leaving the oldest inventory on the books, okay, for the balance sheet, And in this particular case, that inventory is going to be more expensive. So LIFO is not our correct answer. Now, obviously, we only have one choice left, and so it has to be C. But I do want you to just understand how this works. Hopefully you do. But so period of falling prices. Remember, under the FIFO method, we're going to be costing that older inventory. And in this case, the older inventory is the more expensive inventory. So the stuff left over on the balance sheet for inventory is going to be this inventory that we've purchased at a lower price, falling prices. See, so that's what's left on the balance sheet. The latest purchases are always left on the are always what's on the balance sheet under the FIFO method. But in this case, which is contrary to what you normally see, okay, it will be the FIFO method that will have the lowest amount of inventory. And in this situation, although the question doesn't ask for it, the FIFO method will also have the highest cost of goods sold.